coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the best. What we do, what we know. So let's go. What up? What up? What up? What's up, y'all? What's going on with everybody, man? Got some good news, so I'm feeling great, man. Now it's time for the NFL talk and the Pittsburgh Steelers talk. Let's get it. We got the dub from the Detroit Lions. We got them 29-24 final score. Close to comfort, but we still got the dub. Nonetheless, I still, like I said, I still feel the same way I feel. I don't think that Mike Tomlin should move on because of the reasons a lot of us fans feel the way. I feel differently. I feel is that it's just, it's something there. He's been around for so long, and I don't know if he's got the correct players that he's always wanted. I spoke on it last week, and one of my clips came out about, and it was talking about Justin Fields. There's guys that I think he wants, and there's guys I think that he wasn't getting, right? I don't think that him and management was seeing eye to eye. But we would never know that, right? We wouldn't know that until there's a book written or there's a documentary or anything like that. We keep things really intimate in Pittsburgh, right? Stuff like that normally don't come out. And it's always been that way in Pittsburgh, right? It's just always been that way. It has since forever. Things that's intimate like that, normally they try to keep that under wraps. And I think a lot of other organizations and owners kind of, looked at Pittsburgh and seen the way that they was running things. It's like, I like the way that happens there, but there ain't really much to do there. So they try to keep it under wraps and try to keep it in-house if possible, right? And that's just the way it's always been in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? As far as I can look at as being a fan. So that's my reasoning, is because, if he's not going to be able to get his guys in there then and everything, then, keep it moving. But I don't know if, our GMs is like the best, like what's going on? Like the talent we've been getting in, it's been like hit or miss, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. Everybody, it happens when you pick in middle of the draft, your first couple of rounds, you're going to get some guys. You may even slip in and get a guy in the 6th round or something like that, unexpectedly, right? You might get that guy unexpectedly in the late rounds, but it just seems a little different, when Cowher was there. Those guys came in, the guys that we got, whether they was undrafted, those guys showed up and they played. And I'm not saying that these guys are not, but that's a different feel, and I don't know if the player's not showing up, making it seem like he's getting away with too much there, that maybe there needs to be another voice. And I could see that because I could possibly see that happening, because when you look at the way that Aaron Rodgers comes in, he's another a voice that's going to hold people accountable. DK come in, holding people accountable. Cam holding people accountable. TJ, you know what I'm saying? And now I think you got Jaylen Ramsey there, and I don't know if he's going to be there long enough to try to hold some guys accountable, but you notice we're getting veteran guys, and not a lot of the young guys, and a lot of the young talent is coming up and stepping into those roles. Got a lot of veteran guys putting in work and stepping up and outplaying the younger talent, and that's cool because they've been around for a while. But now the younger talent got the match, and when it does, I think that's when you see these W's coming in, right? That's what we see, these wins starting to stack and things like that happening, because now we control our destiny, right? But first, I want to shout out, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, man. For real, man. Without y'all, wouldn't be growing, man. About to hit a huge feat, man. My total views out of all the videos, over 2,000 of them I got out there, including shorts. About to hit that million view, and I wouldn't be able to do that without y'all, man. So y'all make sure that y'all hitting that like button, man. When y'all see me come across y'all feed, man, make sure that y'all supporting me, man. We always say we gonna support people who's authentic, and then we get the chance to do it, and we don't do it. But I appreciate y'all, man. Regardless, tuning in, checking out the shorts, and checking the videos out, and leading all kinds of feedback. I like all kinds of feedback. There is no limit on what you can say to me. Um, you know what I mean? Because this is football. This is the sport of football. You know what I mean? As long as we ain't talking about each other's moms or kids or whatever else, we talking about you. You want to challenge one of my takes? I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's for. You know what I mean? Grown men, grown people conversing and arguing sports. It's a beautiful thing. You got a different point of view than what I got. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that football is. It's earned and not given. And I got a quick story about the guy who went off last night, right? Got an autograph. Shout out to my son for winning the competition, my baby boy. You know what I'm saying? Sign that song by him. You know what I'm saying? Another got two of them double because he went off. He got the camper of the day and everything else went off that day. You know what I'm saying? So we got two. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jaylen Warren in that camp, providing that camp. Cool dude, Maddie. We'll never talk about the conversation that we had because it's not an interview. You know what I mean? It was just a guy, appreciating a dad like me, man. So I thought it was dope meeting him. And I couldn't wait for him to have a breakout game like this because I always thought he was capable of doing that. Anyhow, um, we at the camp and whatever, man, and he's in the line with the kids and act like he's hand checking them or whatever, and I got my thing. I'm filming my son, and you really couldn't film him. They didn't want nobody filming him there. It's an intimate setting. He's just interacting with the kids or whatever. He's not trying to get clout from a camp. You know what I'm saying? So he really don't want nobody filming that type of deal. But I did anyway. But anyway, we're there and he's doing the drill. He walks in my son line, my baby boy, and he's standing there in front of him. My son's like, move. He's like, huh? He's like, Jaylen Warren look out like, what you talking about? What's up, my boy? Like, move out the way. I gotta do my drill. He like, oh. So after they got a little water break, he coming to it like, that's your son. I'm like, yeah, he like, good job. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought it was dope. You know what I'm saying? Quick, that's quick, fast. Could have probably did it a little bit better because it was a hot summer day. Is that you know what I mean? They got a little practice field at the place we was at. I don't want to put that out there. But you had to put in for it to attend the camp. You had to be early signing up. You know what I'm saying? It was an early day, and it was a nice hot summer day and everything. You learned a lot about him. The campers did, where he came from, how he came from the bottom, like a lot of us out there did, and everything. And though that was dope, you know what I'm saying? Put a lot of kids on them and everything. But so my son, my baby boy, was going off. Shout out to Jaylen Warren, man. Went off, man. He was going off last night. Like, you met that dude. Like, I met that. Yeah, you did. You met him. You know what I'm saying? But towards the end, right? Where they give out the camper the day after they do their race for their age groups or whatever. He wasn't happy to meet him until after he earned that picture in the camper of the day trophy for running a race. That's when he smiled when he got to take the picture with Jaylen. That's when he was happy. Just, and he gave me props on that because it wasn't just a participation picture. It was a picture that he earned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I earned the right to take a picture with him. Now I earn the right to give him a dap. You know what I'm saying? Because I did my thing, and that's how he felt, at the end. That was a couple years ago too. So, it's crazy that even him feeling like that then. But that's just the way that I do things and the way that I run my household. Not telling you to run yours the way you want to run yours, but ain't no participation trophies coming from over here. So I get mine raw. If I get mine raw, and if you just can't take it, that's on you. But truth is truth. And I always in the end by saying pray for each other. But that doesn't mean that I can't be who I am and be truthful, because that is the truth, period. That's just what it is. It's not hate. It's not coming from a hateful place. It's coming from a truthful place, right? And we got to stop confusing the word truth and hate. We can't mix that word together. You shouldn't. You know what I mean? The truth is the truth, and hate is hate. You feel me? And for some reason, people want to intertwine that word out here on the internet, and I'm trying to take that word back from that because they're two different words. Um, but Pittsburgh Steelers ball make you put you in the mind of like Hines and everybody. And I thought we played that last night with the Detroit Lions. I thought we played that. Even though they came back on us, the defense looked kind of tired. I definitely would like to see more out of Jack Sawyer over there on the edge, taking over for TJ. I definitely want to see more out of him. But we knew he wasn't the most athletic guy. We know he didn't bend. He wasn't agile as TJ. Even seeing him in college, you could tell he didn't have a lot of bend to him. You know what I'm saying? Even when he picked up that punt, I mean that fumble in the national championship, like he was like, "Dag, is he gonna bend over and get it?" Kind of just like the bend was crazy. Like it looked like he had trouble bending down like a robot or something. Like you had to oil his bones or something. And I mean, some guys is built like that. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, so once he gets that down, gets a little bit more agile. I don't know if he gotta lose some weight, if he gotta do some yoga or something. You know what I mean? Stretch a lot more. I think that's what's going to benefit Jack Sawyer. But hey, look, I'm not his per se I'm not his personal trainer or anything like that. So I don't actually know what Zach Sawyer actually has to do or anything like that. You feel what I'm saying? It just seems that way. All right. But man, yeah, we got to get back to Pittsburgh Steelers ball. But I don't really know what the thing is with us Steelers and where we're at as a culture, as a team. But I do think that, when Mike Tomlin finally does walk out the door, I do think that there's one guy that can take over the reins, and that's Kalani Sitake at BYU right now. He's the guy. He is the guy that can do it. If there's anybody out there that can do it, that fits the mold of a Pittsburgh Steelers coach that could bring in, that could continue on the culture and the work ethic that Mike T already has there, it's definitely him. It's most definitely him. So yeah, I would like to keep out for that. But there's not many candidates out there that's going to bring that. But do I still feel that way that he got? Yeah, because like the times is changing a little bit. You gotta learn. You gotta know how to interact with these newer type of guys, and I think that's kind of tough for him. That's why veterans get along with him more, and veterans understand Mike Tomlin's way of coaching more than these younger guys, such as a George Pickens, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't understand it until they stay in the league for a couple of years. They're unsuccessful, or the way that certain organizations are ran, and then they look at Mike T and say, Mike T in Pittsburgh is that dude, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as long as we doing this XYZ, you know what I'm saying? We can, if we doing ABC, we could do XYZ. You know what I'm saying? And I think they don't understand that until later in their career when they're veterans. Like a young guy wouldn't understand that right off top. So I think you got to get somebody in there that young guys understand that off top. And I think that's Kalani Sitake. Yeah, I do. But that's just being said real quick to try to nip that in the bud. But I'm happy we got the win, and now, like I said, we have our destiny in our hands right now. Win out, you know what I'm saying? I think it's good for us to win out, to try to anyway. Especially we saying that we got to go to Cleveland. It's gonna get ugly. Shedeur, we're definitely coming after you. So I hope he gonna be ready, because we gonna throw some things at him that he ain't seen. It's gonna be hard. This is gonna be the hardest studying moment that he's ever had to do in his entire life, is prepare for the Steelers defense. It just is. They're gonna hit you. They're gonna harass you. Um, they're gonna confuse you. And you know what I'm saying? So if he could carve it up, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have to give him his props. But most definitely, I already told him before in a tweet, you know what I'm saying? When it come down to you having to play the Steelers, dog, I'm not on your side, dog. I'm not. And I'm gonna give it to you raw, bro. Because like I'm gonna give it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it to you real, all the way. I ain't faking nothing. I'm keeping it all the way 100 when it come down to it. All right. Period. Yeah, man. So now I guess, and I would like the versatility on this team. Wanted to talk about that too. The versatility of our Pittsburgh Steelers having a tackle that can play tight end, such as Darnell Washington. I do think that there's another guy coming up. I spoke on him in the short earlier about Jordan Seaton. You know what I'm saying? I think he's another guy that can do that. He has the athleticism. Maybe there's more guys, but Darnell Washington most definitely is a tackle tight end hybrid. Um, Most definitely is. And then you got a guy like Connor Hayward. I would like to see him at halfback too. You know, we seen Jonnu Smith there. Jonnu Smith to halfback, tight end, H back, straight up. You know, same thing with Connor Hayward. You know, I think he could play a little bit of tailback, fullback. You know, give him a number 44. You know, give him a couple of those handoff sweeps. Kenneth Gainwell. You could throw him in a slot. He's a receiver out here. You know what I'm saying? Then he got moved to the backfield. So he can definitely pair receiver line up at the slot position. You know, tough guy could they ain't scared to go across the middle. Littler guy, bigger heart though. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted because you know what I'm saying, he gonna play hard. Facts. You know, and that's just what it is. So I like the versatility of with the players that we got on the team and the way that Arthur Smith seems to kind of play with the way he's scheming up these plays offensively for us. I'm digging it. You know what I'm saying, and I like it. But the versatility of the players, I think, is what I'm seeing is with us is something that I always thought that the NFL was going to move towards. That the way that football was moving towards, like hybrid players that can play more than one position on the football field. You know what I mean? Pretty soon we're going to be seeing we seen a little glimpse of it, right? The way that was it Wyatt Black or was it Cam? Can't remember if it was, I think it was Wyatt Black that tipped the pass, but it was Cam Hayward. Dropped back in coverage straight off of the defensive tackle position. Straight off there. Right there, you know what I'm saying? And came off and was he one technique right there between the center, right off the center's shoulder. I believe he was, but he came right out, dropped in the coverage, and I think you're gonna see more of that. You know, as time goes on, guys, linebackers that can, because I mean, we've already seen the position of outside linebacker become the edge. You know what I'm saying? Defensive and outside linebacker is an edge. So I think we're going to start seeing more of that when it comes to like, safeties, a safety being a linebacker, you know what I'm saying? Or, because you're seeing it a lot more, but I think people are going to start using it a lot more. And coaches are going to scheme it in put it in their defensive schemes, offensive schemes. Because if you could benefit for having a football player that can play more than one position offensively or defensively for you, I think, you know what I mean, that changes the game a lot. And these super athletic guys like for instance, not Jason Pierre-Paul, but Jason Pierre-Paul was a beast. But James Pierce down there in Atlanta, him being so fast, straight up linebacker. He got straight up corner speed, but he's playing defensive end. You know what I'm saying? He can definitely be a DN, call shift in the middle of a play and lock down a slot for a play. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's dope. I really do think it's dope to have, that versatility in football come to light, man. Not just talking about my Steelers, but just talking about football in general. Good game for, but we got the rest of the season on our hands. Hopefully we get these dubs, man. Hopefully we get these dubs because it can't happen. We can't have those plays happen that's too close to comfort. But he didn't score anyway. Like his forward progress was stopped. Like when they gonna get consistent with this forward progress call? Like certain people, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't gonna score. They when Darnell Washington ran a pick play, they called pass interference on that, but they let them get away with it. They called it once, but then they let him score on a play that was clearly pass interference. And was it pass interference at the end? Yeah, it was. He bumped into him. You can't do that, bro. Like, so what are you gonna hit him? Like he didn't even bump him. Like he ran into him. He gave him a shoulder. Now you could get away with it and say he didn't extend the arm. You can argue that he didn't extend his arms. But cool. All right, even if he didn't, even if it wasn't pass interference, dude still got caught. So it don't matter. Like nobody want to hear that crabby stuff. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Do this. Right. Nobody care about none of that. But anyhow, moving on to the NFL and the NFL games, man, because it went down. It went down, and I was loving it. And I'm always loving the games, man. The games be lit, bro. I love football, man. Football is everything, bro. I'm telling you, football is, and I love football. Always did. So starting off with the first game, we got the first game up was I'm gonna talk about was the Eagles and the Commanders, right? I'm not hearing a lot of people talking about how Jalen Hurts ain't this and Jalen Hurts ain't that. I'm not hearing that no more. Not hearing a bunch of I'm not hearing about the Eagles being a super dominant team that any quarterback can play for and get them to a Super Bowl. I'm not hearing that no more. Why am I not hearing that? Like that, why is that argument just slowed down all of a sudden? Because do you think all right, let's put a quarterback on that team and do you think their record's better? I mean, Jaylen Warren, he just wins, bro. Like, he don't got to be a pocket passer. Nobody, I don't think a lot of people was arguing that he's a pocket passer, but when he plays the quarterback position, football is definitely, I just got finished talking about the versatility, what players can do, how versatile players are in the way that football is moving. So if he is a running back that can throw the ball, so what? So what? That's what he does. That's the way that offense. That's the way that offense is ran. You see wide receivers that can throw the ball all the time, all the time. You know what I mean? And it's just the way that football is moving. Football, you're pretty soon, and I don't know at some point, you know, we're going to see football switch to a place where they're going to shift, and there's going to be somebody else getting the snap, and the quarterback is going to run a fly and burn a quarterback in a corner and a safety. We're going to see that at some point in football. If it's already not being, you know, implemented now in some kind of college offense, we're going to see that because these athletes are training crazy. They're getting stronger and bigger and faster every year. They're getting faster every single year. It's just we're gonna see it. Like, so I mean, why slow progression? Why say that somebody can't be a quarterback because they don't throw the ball the way you like them to, because he's not a 1980 1990 quarterback that just sits in a pocket and throws the ball. Like, you got to have a super elite offensive line to have a quarterback sit there and do that, or his processing has to be quick and he has to have quick receivers. But the way that these cornerbacks and these defensive linemen are coming at you nowadays, you don't have the time to have a quarterback that can do that. Your quarterback has to have some athletic ability, and I keep saying that. Everybody knows that by now, but I don't know why he don't pass the ball. He's not a passer of the ball. He's not this. He's not that. Okay, big deal. He's not a passer of the ball. So what? Who cares? But he still finished with 185 on him, and he managed the game. He only had 8 incompletions in the game. He must be doing something right, dinking and dunking. It wins football games. It's what it is. Don't care. It wins. I don't care that you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy that people get hate on that man so much. And I think it's just because he had early success. But I don't think Ben went through that. Big Ben didn't never go through that. Ben went in his second year. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go through that. But it's just crazy that somebody not young in their career having so much successes. And you know what I mean? It is what it is, though. You know, AJ Brown had 95 in the game. Saquon Barkley had a $132, as y'all see on y'all screen. Like, they playing ball. Like, he wins, man. That's just what it is. So I still don't hear it though. But they're going to continue on being good, and I hope they do, because of the people who disagree with him being one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. It's just crazy to say that he's not. It's crazy to say he's not in the top 5 to me. He's in my top 5, but hey, I'm a football player. You know what I'm saying? I like football. I like the game, the gladiator side of the game. I don't like the cheerleader pom-poms and sunshine and rainbows aspect of football. Like, you know, I blame it on Ray Lewis. Blame it. Hashtag blame it on Ray Lewis. Because I blame it on Ray Lewis, man. I blame it on Ray Lewis. If Ray Lewis ain't never hit Tom Brady like that, bro, that's when football completely changed. After that, it just changed. It just all went downhill after that hit, bro. It was like it was never the same after that hit. It just wasn't. I don't care what nobody say. Football, it just wasn't the same after that hit. It was different. And ever since then, it's just been you gotta sack the quarterback, you gotta lay him down, you gotta pitch a tent for the quarterback, you gotta pitch a tent, get a sleeping bag, put him in there, put him inside the tent, and get out quick and fast in a hurry. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy the way that they want you to lay a quarterback down on the ground now. It's crazy. I ain't never seen this, you know what I'm saying? And then it's been getting worse every year after they implemented that rule. Every single year. And I think that's why the Patriots got some haters, but that's a valid reason. That's a valid reason. That is a very valid reason to not like a football team because of the organization. Because whatever the owners, whatever happened with the Patriots and whatever, because Brady was that guy to not be touched or whatever. But whatever happened to that is crazy. It is. Could blame it on LeBron. Get like basketball fans blame they don't like LeBron because they feel like basketball got soft when LeBron came in flopping. Like he too big. Like dog, you too big to be flopping, bro. But I think flopping, I don't even think he really started. I think he started. It's an argument, but some people really say that. And I can honestly say that. I can sit there and say that like football, the basketball did get started. Like, how you that big and you complain about getting fouled? You can't be that big and complain about getting fouled. But we talking football. But I'm just saying, it's just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be playing a contact sport where your helmet is Department of Transportation certified because y'all run so fast. It's like driving a car at a city speed limit, getting hit, and thinking that it's supposed to be cheerleading pom pom. Like I should, like, come on, like y'all want to be cheerleaders, y'all want sunshine and rainbows. I can call my daughter up and she could teach you a cheer with some pom poms or something. You know what I mean? She a little cheer captain and all that. She can show you how to. You can go join my daughter's cheer squad if that's what you want to do. I can get you in contact. My baby girl, y'all soft out here. It kills me sometimes in football they go through this. It's just weird. Like I just don't understand it. Like why is football like that? This sport should never, ever, ever in a million years be like this. Shouldn't be like that. But anyway, moving on. Just don't hear a lot about it. I don't understand it. But moving on to the next game. Get the next game on the slate because the Eagles, they definitely took down the Commanders 29-18. Shout out to the Eagles out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, bro, because he going to keep doing this thing. Saquon is going to run through, and the Eagles is going to get hot in the playoffs, and they're going to be right back in the Super Bowl. Hopefully it's a Pittsburgh Eagles Super Bowl. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. I want that so bad. Oh, I want that so bad. But yeah, the Bears, they continue to win. It was an OT, but I mean, look, they continue to win, man. Ben Johnson, that's what we thought Ben Johnson would do. We wasn't sure because how they started off and how Caleb was looking, but now Caleb seems to be in the offense to where it's working. They got one. They got one. They're 11-4. The Bears is tough. Football is so much better when the Chicago Bears is good like this. When you got the Chicago Bears playing the way they are, you know that division is going to be strong. The NFC North and the AFC North is playing like this. The NFC North playing like this, man, I don't know. I just respect it. I'm used to seeing these teams show up, week in and week out and be like this, man, for real. So I really, respect that the fact that the Bears is good like this and the Packers and the Lions, tough like that, hanging in there tough. But the Packers is right there, so they can't afford to lose. I think the Lions and the Packers play each other, if I'm not mistaken, so they can still sneak in there. The Lions, it ain't over yet. They ain't over yet. It just sucked that, last night had to go the way it went. The Bills and the Browns game. I can't believe the Bills, but they don't really have too much. That's why I was shocked they beat us. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked they beat us in the way they did us too, because they don't have too much. The Bills really don't have too much. I mean, Josh Allen, James Cook just went crazy. They got the offensive line, I guess, but They need receivers too in Buffalo. They need somebody that's going to step up and solidify that receiver position in Buffalo. And it just seems that they don't have that. There's a lot of Bills. There's Bills fans that's on the fence with the Bills right now. Even the Bills fans kind of feel like, I don't know where this team is going. I don't know how we're this good. Like, I don't know how we're this good. Like, to get to the playoffs, I think is cool, but they don't even got Patrick Mahomes getting in the way. You know what I'm saying? That was the one team that, knocked out the Bills in the playoffs. They don't have Patrick Mahomes. Now they got to kind of worry about the Patriots, but they just beat the Patriots last week. So, Mahomes normally took him out, but he don't have Mahomes in his way. So I think the Bills got a straight path to be one of them teams that sneak in there that don't nobody really went in there and maybe can make a run for the Super Bowl this year. I mean, and Mahomes ain't going to be there. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see what Buffalo does, man. Because Buffalo they ain't got their kryptonite in the way. They just don't, and that's crazy. The one year, what I'm saying, Lamar ain't got to worry about the Chiefs. He ain't worried about getting in. He can't get in. It's over for them boys. That's how we doing it. But yeah, but Shedeur, man, like Shedeur played yesterday, and Shedeur Sanders, man, like. When we gonna keep it real, sometimes like this is the second time where I seen him not look so good, right? And this is versus a defense. I think that he could have got some respect and earned some respect in this game, but the turnovers they happen, right? But look, that happens as a rookie. But when you a rookie and you that loud and you come in that loud and you that proud, yeah, the criticism is gonna be hard. Like you can't, you know what I'm saying, scream from the mountaintops whatever you saying, and then you know what I'm saying. You screaming to Garen Canyon, I'm gonna marry her, or I'm a man, and then you want to talk about put it on mute. You know what I'm saying? When everything don't go right, like it just don't seem right to me. This don't seem right to say, you know what I'm saying, to do the you can have that confidence or whatever, but even a little bit of criticism is going to seem so harsh on this dude because the expectations that everybody putting on him and not saying that. But do you think he's the answer for the Cleveland Browns is the question. Like, is he the answer? I still think so, man. I think the way that he galvanized, the way that he built the relationships with Harold Fannin Jr., the chemistry he has with him, the chemistry he has with Isaiah Bonds. I don't know if him and Jerry Jeudy see eye to eye, but Jerry Judy's been that way with quarterbacks. So he's always been like a little bit of a cancer in the locker room. The Broncos got rid of him, and then that receiver room started playing a little bit good. The Broncos didn't like the fact they got rid of him, but they did, and then they started gelling. So, hopefully Jerry Jeudy can mature up a little bit and just, you know what I'm saying, accept the fact that he's the old hit in the room and just, and lock in and be an asset to the Browns instead of being, a cancer, and don't bring that wide receiver room down because they can use Jerry Jeudy. He is a great receiver. He can be a great receiver as long as his head is in the right place and everything. But that's the one guy that they seem to have the timing off a little bit with him, but he seems to have a good relationship with all the other receivers on the team. Seems that they can move the ball when they need to. Quinshawn's hurt right now. That ain't looking too good, but yeah, I think so, man. It's hard to say, depending on because they need so many other positions. The Browns need so much more than just a quarterback. They just ain't a quarterback away. They a couple different pieces away from actually being a competitive team. You know what I'm saying? They really are. But I do think that they got their guy. Shore up that offensive line for sure, and see what you can sweep up in the later round picks. Get that offensive line right first for him. That's the first place you want to start with him at. I think that they can start building there, but the Browns are going Brown anyway. But did he play well? I don't know. I don't think so, man. He's a rookie. No, he didn't. We're not gonna sit here and say that he did, because no, he didn't, dog. Like, no. You want to see the stats yourself, you can see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, 29, he was 20 for 29. Managed. We had a touchdown, but he had 2 picks, sold him. And he was the lead rusher, 49ers. They couldn't run on the Bills. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to get uglier next week when he got to play Pittsburgh. I don't know if he's going to want to run on that defense the way he did with the Bills, but I'd be crazy to do that because we hitting. We doing something different. The Bills, they smacked us, but they finessed us, though. But we're a very physical football team, and I don't know if you want to do that against the Steelers, though. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rocks with him. You know what I'm saying? I think he understands, though, the difference between getting out there managing the football game and trying to be the hero of the football game. You know what I'm saying? I think he does. So he seems to be like he's picking up on some of his tendencies and not repeating the same thing. However, there's having trouble recognizing coverages and stuff like that still. So that aspect of his game doesn't seem to be getting better, but that still comes with time though. So, with being fair with everything that I'm saying, but can play better. I mean, he only had 9 incompletions off out of 20. So I mean, he threw 29 passes, 9 of them was off. He completed 20. So I mean, it is what it is. Now you can say a lot of those is dink and dunks, but I mean that's just what the game is nowadays, man. It's been that way. Like with Brady, Brady changed that. So I dink and dunk, like I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? It's part of football. So you can say that we can sit here and argue that point. I think it's crazy when guys argue how many yards a quarterback throws for a completion. And this has absolutely nothing to do with Shedeur or anybody. He only could see, yeah, he throwing completions. He got all those completions, but it's only for 5 yards. Like you try to go out there and play quarterback in the NFL and tell me if you could complete a 5 yard pass. You tell me if you could do that while you got Myles Garrett breathing down your neck. Oh, Myles Garrett is probably beating your tackle, or you got a TJ Watt probably beating your tackle, or you got one of these guys, what I'm saying, Walter Nolan, or you got Derek Harmon, or what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? You're like, come on, bro. Like, there ain't no way in the world you're gonna be, you know what I mean? Got these guys that's known for smacking and getting the quarterbacks coming after you, and you think that you're gonna be able to sit back there, Joy. And I think Bosa. I think Bosa hurt, but just because he's on the Bills, I said his name. Think you're gonna be able to sit in the pocket and complete a 5 yard pass? I don't know. I pay to see that. That'd be funny. That'd be some content to see anybody that got a problem with completing a 5 yard pass to do it in the NFL. While you got one of these guys coming after you, and you don't even know if they coming. Like, you know what I mean? There ain't no call. What your tackle gonna call out to you? I'm getting beat. I'm getting beat. I'm getting beat. Why he getting his ass whooped around? Why he getting beat around the corner? I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know how that works, but completion is a completion. You know what I mean? Can't take that away from somebody. They completing passes, you completing passes. You managing the offense, you managing the offense. Managing the offense, I guarantee you keep managing the offense, you keep managing it, you limit turnovers, you don't throw picks, you don't get impatient with managing the offense and taking the dink and dunks. Sooner or later, those managers is going to turn into a hero moment where they're going to say, you managed that 15-yard completion. And that's it. That's all. It don't need to be done. Nothing else need to be said. That's just what it is. Who cares? Who cares? Everything in a 30-yard bomb. Like, it's not going to be that. Not when almost every corner in the NFL runs at least a 4.5, 4 and a 40. You're not going to just keep bomb over dag over everybody. Almost every corner in the league right now is running 4.5, 4.4s, 4.3s. Crazy. One of them running a 4.2. Wait till Maxwell Harrison get back to the Bills and he get healthy. He ran a 4.2 and for almost a 4.1. Crazy speed. Like, you think he just gonna, like, come on, bro? Like, that's talent. It's just talent. So, I'm gonna keep it real and say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has his bad games, but it's a bad game. You can't throw 2 picks or you can't turn over. But I'm also going, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be fair with it, bro. That's it. I'm gonna be fair with it. I'm gonna give him his props and give him his praise when it's due. But when he out there throwing 2 picks, it's uncharacteristic of him. You can't be making those mistakes in the NFL, especially where you got drafted at, and especially from everything that's going on. You can't keep making those mistakes, bro. You just can't. You ain't got room to do it, Shedeur. So don't do it. All right. Keep your team alive and just keep managing the offense. Don't get impatient, because that's when mistakes happen. They want to force you, get your processing up and speed you up, and that's what happens, right? But the Chargers, they got over the Cowboys. They beat them 34-17 in that game. Look, man. Justin Herbert might be proving me wrong a little bit, but Justin Herbert is kind of like, he reminds me of Dak. He's been in the league long enough to where he's winning these games, right? you know what I'm saying? He's winning these regular season games, but then he get in the playoffs and he can't win and he start choking up. And that's same thing Dak had on him. At least Dak got some playoff wins. All right, but then Dak's older, big deal. But Justin Herbert's been in the league long enough and he's made enough playoffs that he got to win playoff game. He has to win a playoff game. I don't know how you Chargers fans feel, but I know me as a football fan, I like Justin Herbert, and I like Dak Prescott, but I definitely but the comparison is always that with Dak. Dak's not good. That we know Dak's a good quarterback. Period. Point blank. We know he is. I bet you would take him on your team right now. I bet you know what I'm saying. Period. There over some guys that we got out there for sure. You would probably take Dak, but the Cardinals would take Dak right now. Period. They would. Don't even sit there and lie and say you wouldn't like call him on there with Harrison and all them weapons y'all got over there. Stop playing. But anyway, Herbert, he ain't got to win. He just ain't got to win right now. And he has to get a win, man. He has to get a playoff win in order to really solidify himself as one of those top quarterbacks that every single pundit and content creator and professional analysts and professional journalists and amateur journalists and amateur content creator, whatever is out there saying about Justin Herbert. We all know he can be great, but he has to show it. We've seen it happen at Oregon. Now we have to see it at the next level. Justin Herbert, you got to win a playoff game. You got to advance the Chargers. You have to do it, bro. You got to do it. Another thing, right before I get to this Chiefs game real quick, the Ravens coach, Harbaugh, the Ravens, he's missed the playoffs just as much. I mean, he's made the playoffs, but he's lost playoff games, and he don't take half the flack that Mike Tomlin takes. And he ain't even making the playoffs this year. Just FYI, right? Just want to let y'all know that. Just wanted to say that before I moved on. Anyway, the Chiefs and the Titans. The Chiefs got smacked around by the Titans 26-9. Cam Ward looked good in this game. He looked good at managing in this football game, the way that he was out there managing it, and he was, the game, and it's finally come to him. It seemed like he's finally hitting a stride. That Chiefs defense is the Chiefs, bro. It's still the Chiefs. That's still one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL, if not the best, calling that defense against Cam. And what Cam was able to do, this hands down to me is his best game. And it's not even about a score. It's about a defensive coordinator that he went against. And he was able to do this too. Period. Like you can't tell me nothing different. The kid, he's definitely gotten better. He's definitely the answer for me down there at Tennessee. Hopefully they get some more on that offensive line. Get some more offensive line help or whatever. I think they need some defensive pieces too. But I guess you would start there with protecting a quarterback, giving him the time that he need. I don't know how much more time he need or whatever, or give him some more help on the outside, whatever that y'all going to go with, Titans fans. But I think y'all, let me know how y'all feel down in the comments about the quarterback position, because I think y'all got y'all guy, but I could be wrong. Y'all could be thinking something else, right? All right, so let's roll with that. The Dolphins putting it on, and the Dolphins got smacked around by the Bengals. The Bengals is the Bengals. I mean, come on, man. Y'all know what Joe Cool gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We know what he can do. We know what that team is about. But like, the Dolphins are the Dolphins, dog. And they wasn't gonna do too much, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them for getting that dub, man. I think that when it comes to them, they just got to put more on that O-line and on that defense, man. That's the only two places that the Bengals got to shore up. Like, I don't know why they address that position. Go out there, free agency, get the best offensive lineman available. Get your, get you a couple pieces on that defense, and y'all set. And I think y'all can, try to get it. But I look, I still think that, look, Joe Burrow, I said it last week, I'm going to say it again. He got to get out of Cincinnati to win. He just got to go, bro. He got to go. Got to get up out of there. He want to win a Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to bowl his career. A couple years removed. But if he stay down, no. because our division's gonna get better. You know what I mean? Our division's just gonna get better. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it is. The division is going to get better. You ain't gonna get it here. Not division. Not in the AFC North. You ain't gonna get a Super Bowl. No, sir. And it ain't. And I'm not just saying that just because it's me. The Steelers. I respect the fact that the Browns are going to get better next year. That the Ravens are going to get better next year. I respect that fact, and I definitely know that we're going to get better next year. So yeah, like y'all ain't got it. Y'all, they're not. He's not going to get it here. NFC's calling him, man. The NFC is calling him. Joe Burrow. Put him down there in Atlanta. Atlanta need to make a trade. Atlanta need to go out there and get Joe. They need to get Joe Burrow. Atlanta need to get him right now ASAP. While y'all got that young talent down there in Atlanta, y'all better get him. Get him, Atlanta, right now. Make that phone call. Do what y'all need to do to get him down there. Atlanta Falcons need Joe Burrow. That would be great. That's it. That's the place where he need to be. Right down there in Atlanta. Telling you, that's it. The Jets and the Saints. The Jets is horrible. I just wish that they can give Aaron Glenn some more time, man. I wish they give him some more time. Things didn't pan out. You know what I mean? They paid Justin Fields based off the couple of games he had for us last year. But obviously there was a reason why. You know, I didn't see why, because I'm a fan of Justin Fields, but I didn't see why we had benched him for Russell Wilson. But obviously there's a reason why. You know what I mean? Period. Couldn't even keep his start position there. Had to move around. They tried a lot of different things, and it just don't seem to be working. But Tyler Shuck is most definitely the guy for the Saints. Most definitely, without a doubt. Tyler Shuck is it. He is it for the Saints. New Orleans Saints got their guy in Tyler Shuck. He's that dude. I don't care what nobody is out there saying. He is the guy. And I mean, a simple fact and how we see it, obviously, right? We see the way that offense is moving with him, the way that him and Chris Olave, they got that connection. The guys, that team is just playing lights out, bro. They really are. With him leading it, and it sucks. Spencer Rattler lost another one of his starting positions, man. Don't know if he's at. I guess he's a career backup now. I mean, it is what it is. Then there's nothing wrong with being that guy, because he's very accurate. He just gotta, you know what I mean. Just gotta get out his way. I don't know what's blocking him. I don't know what's blocking Spencer Rattler from being Spencer Rattler, man. From being the number one sought out quarterback in the country, going into college, out of high school, to being where he's at right now. Like, you know, some people got to deal with mental things, you know, and the fact that competition is going to catch up, and Get Level has to too. But he can play the position, man. He really can play the position. But anybody that gets him now, I mean, he's a backup, you know, and a very good one to have around too. And if he can humble himself and accept that and just continue on getting better, I think he'll still have he got a chance to still have a good career. So I'm not out on him, but you know, being a QB2 is not bad in the NFL. That's still a winner. You a 1%er, period. You know what I'm saying? And you're a quarterback. So a backup quarterback is still going to get a couple mil. You know what I'm saying? And you might not even have to see the field. You just got to stay ready. You know what I'm saying? So if you could pay me, you know what I'm saying, just to stay ready, chill out, learn, you know what I'm saying, take my time, that's just what it is. Just need more time. And who knows? Sam Darnold took his time being a backup, playing the background, and coming up. And right now, Sam Darnold is one of the best. So there's still time for Spencer Rattler to chill out and do that, because look, you got it. So Sam Darnold stayed down. Took the heat, took the criticism, played the background, and right now is looking like the best quarterback in the NFL. Period. He is. Sam, like, it's hard. You can have an argument with anybody right now and say that Sam Darnold is not one of the better quarterbacks. I mean, the two that you can possibly put over him they have started longer than him. Jared Goff, you could argue. Aaron Rod, you could argue Aaron when he's playing like he did last night, and Matthew Stafford with the Rams. But other than that, Sam Darnold is definitely one of them, most definitely without a doubt. And he was not playing well at all. He's been very consistent on what he's did, and he's moved to a different team. I think Geno was kind of a fluke. Don't know why Geno Smith is struggling like that after the bounce back year he had, but Sam Darnold seems to be very consistent. He has it down. He has it down packed. He is not fluking. He has it down packed. No, second team he's with, and they're looking good. Shoot, the Seahawks. I thought the Seahawks were still a couple of pieces away from being where they're at right now, but Sam Darnold seemed to got that offense clicking pretty well. They most definitely got their guys, so it's not out, Spencer Rattler. It's not over. It's never over. The Vikings, they get over the Giants by 3. The Giants, I still think that, they young. Of course they're very, very, very young. And we all know that, right? But Dart, man, horrible game, bro. Horrible. Nope. None of those guys are playing good. J.J. McCarthy or Dart ain't playing good, bro. They just ad-lib. And when the tape is out on those guys, it just seemed like they ain't playing well. You can't be a starting quarterback in the NFL and end up with 33 yards. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't. That's crazy. And that's what I mean by guys just coming in and starting right away. I guarantee y'all DJ Uiagalelei is going to, when he emerges, when he finally does emerge as a quarterback in his NFL, he's going to shock a lot of people by the way he plays because he took his time. It's not all about rushing to get to the starting position. It's not about always starting the first year and starting right away. No. Why do you feel the pressure of drafting a quarterback in the first round to start him right away? Why? Because of the money you invest? So what? You got your guy. That's the guy that you wanted. Don't mean that you have to play him right away. It's chess, not checkers. You know what I mean? You don't want to wait until maybe round 3 to draft him and somebody else draft him, and then he winds up being the all-star that you knew he was because you didn't want to take that investment and get that guy in. You know what I'm saying? Like it just don't make sense to me. The way that people say, well, it's a waste of money. It's not a waste of money. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar company industry. You have billion-dollar owners. Like how it's not a waste. It's buying it and preserving it. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's like buying a bottle of wine. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy me I still got a bottle from 5 years ago, 2020. I got a bottle of 2020. 20 years from now, another 15 years from now, it'd be a 20-year-old bottle of wine. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like but invest the time into it. Put the time into it, man. You're gonna taste it, man. That's just what it is, man. Put the time, get your guy and sit your guy. Do not feel obligated to play your guys right away. It doesn't make sense that, yeah, you want them to get that game experience, but making sure that they know everything they need to know before they get the game experience is crucial. They always say the best way to learn is just throwing people on fire. Not everybody learns like that. That's why when you go to have jobs and you have orientations, that's why they make people sit down and watch those half an hour videos. Some people learn more just being thrown in the fire. Some people learn more learning the correct way to do something. You know what I mean? If you sit down and you watch that video and orientation on the correct way to run whatever machinery or whatever machine or whatever job that you have to do to perfect your job, when you get thrown into the situation, if you actually paid attention to the video, you're going to know exactly what to do in the real world situation. You're not going to have to stop, pause, wait 5 minutes, go get somebody to show you how to do it when you watch the video on completely how to do what you needed to do in the first place. Like, that's why that when you're a quarterback in the NFL, you sit back and just because he was a first round pick, if you teach him the coverages, if you teach him his footwork, if you're working with him with his release and his timing, and you're showing him the different defenses and how a defense is going to come at him, it's gonna be there. It's gonna get done. It's gonna be right when he's thrown into the fire. He's gonna know exactly how to adjust to that. What he needs to do. Need to slide his line which way. Which receivers is going to be open, the coverages he's facing, because he knows all that. But once you know all that, you fire. It took Sam Darnold a couple years to know, but now he knows, and look how he's dissecting them out there, and he knows it. It's not a fluke on what he's doing. He knows it. He knows what he's doing. He did it with the Vikings. He did it. He faced the NFC North twice last year. He's in the NFC West facing those guys twice, and he's dissecting them. He is because he knows what he's doing out there on paper. And then now he's getting the real world experience. And that's what you got to do. You know what I mean? So if you got to get your guy in the first round based off his attributes, so what? Get your guy, sit him, make him learn everything he needs to know before you put him out there. Put him in orientation. If it take 2 years, it take 2 years. So what? Get you a bridge quarterback, go through the quarterback woes. But then finally when he emerges, he's going to know everything and how to adjust to it, period. The Panthers shocked the Buccaneers. It seemed like he finally got it down. It seemed like Bryce Young got it down. Took him some time, but he went through the woes of starting and everything. Maybe he was one of those guys that you could throw in the fire, but maybe not. So we seen that. But they won. They beat the Buccaneers. They shocked them by 3 points. Not surprised. The Panthers put a lot of money into that offensive line. Should have been winning. Too much money. When you put that much money into an offensive line, you better have a running back busting for 80 yards a game, and you better have a quarterback that can throw for 200 a game. You dig? That's what I got to say about that. The Jaguars, man, they're playing outstanding football. They're playing great football. They are a great football team. They are a really good football team. They come from getting a first pick, the very first 5 picks in the draft, to being 11-4. I ain't know, like, he had a bad year. They had a bad year, man. What a turnaround, though. Give it to the Jags, man. What a turnaround, bro. What a turnaround. And Trevor Lawrence is lighting it up. People saying what Trevor Lawrence is and what Trevor Lawrence saying. We know what Trevor Lawrence is. He just got rushed to start. Give him some time. He's another guy maybe wanted to do. Give him some time because he got hurt, got injury. He's been in the league almost 4 years now. How did you get 5 years, whatever, how long? But, just give him some time to, go through the process, man. And I think he would still would have been here anyway, man. He was a good thrower of the ball anyhow at Clemson. So I'm not surprised to see Trevor Lawrence doing it. I'm actually happy to see Trevor Lawrence doing this thing the way he's doing it, to be honest. Okay, so shout out to them, man. Shout out to the Jags putting in the work. But the Broncos is a good football team, too. Don't get it twisted. The Broncos is doing well. Bo Nix is still doing well out there, too. He balling. Most definitely, he's balling. And I like the way he looked, too. So the Broncos definitely a threat. 2 good AFC teams. We'll hate to see those teams. The way that they play this style, the players they got, man, shoot, man. They're going to be good. They're going to be good for years. Period. So, but football is good when them teams are good. So let's see it. Let's get it. Falcons and the Cardinals, they played each other, and like I said, man, I like the Falcons, but I still think that their QB way, and Kirk Cousins shows y'all flashes of that. He's like a tease to y'all. He's like, man, I know. See, we could do this if he could do that. But it's Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is y'all guy. Joe Burrow is y'all guy. I mean, just look at the numbers that they put up. I mean, look at the number. When you got Bijan Robinson, he could probably go for a buck every game. I still think that they should be using tight end a little bit more. I'm mad about y'all not using Nick Nash, but whatever. I'll get over that. Kirk Cousins give y'all a kind of a tease of that and what could happen in y'all offense, but Joe Burrow down there would be crazy. That's the guy for them. I'm telling you, man. Dang, I'm telling you. But shout out to the Falcons getting that dub, man. They beat the Cardinals. Cardinals ain't got really much, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I should be able to do that. The Falcons record should be better, man. Y'all should be more competitive. I thought that y'all probably would win the NFC South, man. Like, I don't see when you got a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins. I mean, yeah, your expectations, but even with Michael Penix Jr., the roster that Atlanta has, the shoring up the defensive line the way that y'all did, couple of moves on the offensive line. Like, there's no excuses for the Falcons to be where they're at right now as far as talent wise. Even though I do think that Carolina Panthers will have the best receiving room in the NFL in a couple more years. I'm telling you, um, I really like the receivers. Like, I mean, Horn has a lot to do with that because he still is putting in the work behind the scenes to get to where he need to be. But T Mac is starting to emerge. Definitely starting to be unguardable. So whatever they doing down there in Carolina with the receivers got to be working because T Mac has definitely progressed throughout this football season. But then you got Xavier Leggett. Don't really know if he did, but he always reminded me like a Debo Samuels type of guy. Put the ball in his hand, halfback, wide receiver type of guy. He's gonna get busy like one of those running back wide receiver hybrid type of guys. Leggett did. Coker's absolute monster. They got guys, man. I really like that wide receiver room in Carolina, man. But shout out to the Falcons. I just got on them because they're in the NFC South, so that's where a lot of that came from. Raiders playing well versus the Titans and the Texans. The Texans I told y'all the Texans was one of the new heavyweights. I tried to tell everybody that the Texans, I even tried to tell somebody from Houston. He was like, nah. He told me, nah. Somebody from Houston told me, nah, they wasn't one of the AFC heavyweights. Like, you watch football how I watch football. Now, was you just telling me that to side with somebody else? Or was you really telling me that because you really believe that your team, like, you from Houston, and I know that the Texans they are an AFC heavyweight. Y'all have been for the past couple of years. Y'all have been. Even when y'all really wasn't winning, y'all beat us. Y'all beat the Steelers a couple years ago. Even when y'all wasn't that good, like, y'all was trajectory. Y'all were getting built to be one of the best. And the Raiders should not be where they're at right now. Their record should never be. The Raiders should not be 12-13 right now. No, absolutely not. Not with Geno Smith, Pete Carroll being their head coach. The culture that Pete Carroll is supposed to bring there, the type of players that's going, no, they're not supposed to be where they're at right now. Geno Smith consistently, he can't turn ball over, but he has the game he had. And if Ashton Genty and that offensive line opens up for Ashton Genty the way they did, this is the Raiders team that we possibly seen this year. Not expecting them to make the playoffs, picking where they picked that, but I'm definitely now, thinking that they're going to be 12-13. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Nobody expecting that out of the Raiders. I'm like, no way they 2-13. And the Texans on a run streak right now, looking like they belong in the AFC heavyweight conversation, like I thought they was. Period. I ain't gonna talk about that. Talk about they ain't good. Like, I know football. What we talking about? What are we talking about? And I'm happy that Patriots beat the Ravens last night. They took the Ravens out last night, gave us some breathing room, actually knocked them out. Like, we can't lose two. You know what I'm saying? We gotta beat the Ravens now, and they set us up perfect. Thank you, Patriots, for setting us up perfect to take over our division for sure. Because there's 2 games left, and Baltimore is one of them. Our last game of the season, so we got to close that out, knock them out of the playoffs, keep them out of the playoffs, right? And we got to beat we got to beat Cleveland and Baltimore. Let's do it. Let's go. So thank you, Patriots, for that win. But Drake May is that dude, man. Drake May. I'd be lying if I sat here and said that I was a huge fan of Drake May, because I wasn't. I wasn't sure about Drake May and what he was going to be able to do. Watching him down from Carolina, I didn't know if he was going to be able to translate or not, but a lot of people obviously did. They seen his mechanics, his footwork, his processing. They said his processing was by far the best out of all the quarterbacks in that draft. And you definitely see that, the way that he's able to go through and with his progressions and his footwork, his release, and the way he processes pre and post snap read. Like, he is very good, man. He threw for 380 against a Baltimore defense that's supposed to be shored up in that type of way. So yeah, Drake May is one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, and he deservingly so. And Stephon Diggs stepping up and having a career that he's having right now. Cardi B done gave that man everything they needed. We wanted credit We want to credit Stephon Diggs for coming back like this, man. I ain't nothing but Cardi B, dog. That's Cardi B. I don't care nobody say. Sometimes a great man gotta have a great woman by his side, bro. And when a great man got a great woman by his side, things work. So shout out to Cardi B. Shout out to Stars to get having Stephon Diggs and giving him his vitalization back, his you know what I mean, his back, his believability back. Because now he got his queen by his side, and now he feel like he a king and he untouchable. And he should have been feeling like that, but now he's really on point. And Stephon Diggs is absolutely balling and being one of our favorites, man. So I think we could give Cardi a little credit when it come to that. All right. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful thing. Keep it up. But they balling, and Stephon Diggs is absolutely balling with it, out there. So man, that's the end of the NFL talk for me, man, until tonight's game. I think we got a game that's coming up tonight. We got the Colts and the 49ers. I got the Colts winning. The Colts staying strong, shaking things up in the AFC. I think the Colts can do it. I'm expecting them to, especially the way that they came out this season firing and being one of the best teams. I'm expecting them to play this team physical tonight, um, run the ball well, get him going, get Jonathan Taylor going, and getting back to what the Colts do best, man, and that's running the ball first. And Daniel Jones get a little bit busy. Don't let him get so much in his head. Play your game and be loose a little bit with it. Meaning that run the ball, scramble a little bit, get the ball in Tyler Warren's hands, and get Downs involved. Y'all need Downs more involved. He needs to get more touches in that offense. He's a weapon that needs to be utilized more with Jonathan Taylor, and that's going to open up. That's going to make them respect the pass. And if you got to respect the pass, you can't load the box on Jonathan Taylor. You got it. But Downs is the way that y'all got to do that to back people up off. And then you got mid range with Tyler Warren and got the underneath stuff with Taylor. I think the recipe is pretty easy for Indiana. Shane Steichen going to figure it out tonight, though, going with the Colts, man. I got that. But y'all know how I always say it, man, and how I always talk. I always tell y'all, man, y'all pray for each other, pray for yourself, pray for me. I'm always praying for y'all, especially the ones down in the comments. All right, y'all, that's Pittsburgh Steeler talk, NFL talk, all wrapped up in one, man. Y'all have a blessed